But bottom line, he's concerned that if this were to go through, it wouldn't be a deal, and it would be easily veto-proofed, given the fact that there is such anger and sentiment. That's not in this particular tweet, but he's very concerned enough to bring this to the fore and say the president's making a big mistake by helping out the people who shouldn't be helped out, including that Chinese telecom concern. Market Watch's Larry Glazer, Dan Schaefer, Fox News foreign policy analyst Kiron Skinner. Kiron, Marco Rubio just put a face on a growing group of senators and congressmen who are concerned that the president might be giving away the store here. What do you make of that?
I think it's too simple to put it that way, but I do understand the senator's sentiment.
My producer put it that way, and I'm so annoyed. But no, you're right. But go ahead.
But what I'm trying to say is that the ZTE issue is really a poster child for globalization, just how deeply integrated companies and governments are around the world, and the sanctions on ZTE make it impossible for it to have access to American technology components that are central to their company. And then the other company that's under scrutiny by the United States, Huawei, could go in the same direction. This is very frightening for the Chinese, and I think it's a lot more complicated for the Americans. And that's why we see a kind of back and forth with statements by Secretary Mnuchin and the president and the trade representative that don't always sync up. We don't quite understand yet how to impose sanctions on the Chinese in the context of doing global diplomacy like the upcoming North Korea summit. The fact that the administration is struggling to find its way, to me, is a very good sign. And I wish the senators would jump on board and help the administration figure out this problem.
All right. You know, Larry, I know the markets just want this whole trade impasse to pass. That I can understand. So anything that looks like it avoids a trade war is greeted favorably, as it was yesterday, and maybe this might be selling after that news. But the president has been saying that, you know, some of the stuff we go through in the process justifies an agreement that will still call for the Chinese doing more than they have to correct this trade imbalance than they've ever done before. Is that good enough for you?
You know, Neil, you make a great point here. And look, this is about balancing what's in the best interest of our nation in the long run in terms of economic policy with the short-term political fallout that Rubio is raising, but also the stock market fallout. And clearly there is a sense of relief on Wall Street over the last few days that our worst fears have not materialized with respect to trade wars. And there isn't a trade war going on, but there's a trade conversation. And it's a conversation that's been neglected for decades. So it's an important conversation. And Rubio's probably right. Look, we'll probably get the worst of the deal, but it's still a much better deal than we have now. We'll still probably shrink our trade deficit by $200 billion. And Wall Street knows we have a broken trade policy, and it's going to get better.
You're smoking something. $200 billion? That's not happening, my friend.
Neil, it's going to be a lot better than we have right now. And I think we're starting from a weak position with very low leverage.
Okay,
and I think we're not going to get the best deal possible.
Well,
we're going to get a better deal than we have now.
I love you to death. It's not going to be $200 billion. But Dan, you know, he does raise a good point, and it's this: that no matter what comes out of this, it will be more than any president of any party has ever achieved with the Chinese in the past. And there's something to be said of that. What do you make of that?
Well, Neil, you're dealing with a communist nation, so I don't make a lot of that. And their first idea was to lift the tariffs on the cars. And it's a global tariff lift. It's not just the United States. So we'll be competing with the German cars, the Japanese cars coming into China. I mean, you've got to realize we're dealing with a country here.
That's fine. And we make great stuff. Let's see how we do. You're right. BMW, Lexus, they'll be able to take advantage of these lower tariffs, you know, but we will too.
Right, but Neil, and by the way, it's great to see you. It's not that it's not state specific to the United States. So we're trying to negotiate our goods getting into China when they're just saying across the board, we're going to let goods from all over the world come in. So you still have the competition level on that side. The other side of the issue is that because it's a communist country, their labor costs are very low. So we're also going to be continuing running into that issue. And with this issue about ZTE, this company with this intellectual property, I think this is a very serious issue, and I think that's what's bringing the Chinese to their knees. But I still think the administration needs to go further about this, because this has been not a problem now. This has been a problem for a long period of time, and they're getting our information, and they're putting it to use, and they're using it against us. Again, a communist country. We can't forget who we're dealing with.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. But, guys, I want to thank you.